Self-storage is big business and helps create space in our overcrowded homes.
Look at all these!
I can't believe it.
But some have taken their storage hoarding too far,
Sugar Puffs, 18 years old.
clinging onto things they never see or use.
This is my life in a box, isn't it?
And it's costing them a fortune.
I've spent £80,000 or thereabouts on storage.
I'm Maggie Mackenzie and I'm an expert in clearing junk and people's excess baggage.
You actually paid money for this?
It's nice when it's lit up.
I'll be asking hoarders to unlock the doors of their units, empty out their stash,
Wish I was like that.
and choose to either keep it,
I'm feeling a little emotional.
skip it, or sell it. Our antiques expert will then pull out any hidden gems
You've got a minimum of £4,000 to £5,000 in the silver.
Yes, that's what I like to see, ma'am.
to take to auction and make some hard cash. This week, one hoarder has to face up to her spending habit,
Let's set everything on fire and go home.
while the other comes face to face with an emotional past.
She was beautiful.
But will it all be worth it in the end?
It will make £200 or £300 easily. Now it's worth £200 or £300. Worst ways.
Welcome to Storage Hoarders. I'm in Surrey to help two hoarders finally face up to their past and turn their memories into money when they decide to keep it, skip it, or sell it. First up are mother and daughter Jackie and Sarah. They've been storing Jackie's mum's hoard since she went into a nursing home. To date, it's cost them over £3,500. But why did they decide to keep so much of it?
It was very emotional when my mother went into the care home. She hadn't died, and yet I was clearing her house. I just felt, get a storage room and address it at a later date.
Jackie and Sarah live near each other in the ancient town of Old Colston. As a close-knit family, they regularly visit Jackie's mother, who was diagnosed with dementia 3 years ago.
She is still my mother, even though she doesn't always remember that she is. But she was the matriarch. She was my best friend. She was the person that I would turn to if anything wonderful happened to me, if anything dreadful happened to me. I always knew that she was there and I could turn to her.
In her heyday, Jackie's mum had a love of all things collectible and was even known to scour the skips.
My nan would not walk past a skip without having a rummage and seeing if there's anything that would be perfect for her house in there.
If she was walking to the shops and she saw an elastic band, she would pick it up, put it in her pocket. She'd have called herself a collector. I'd have called her a hoarder. OK, let's go and sit in the garden. You bring the photos.
She also had a passion for taking photographs. Jackie and Sarah are expecting to uncover some of her old cameras and pictures and take an emotional trip down memory lane.
I think there's a classic one I can see poking here. You and Nanny.
Oh, bless, she was beautiful.
They think now is the time to finally sort through Nan's collectibles and empty out the storage unit.
The stuff we put in storage, a lot of it was the sentimental value. We just couldn't bear to throw them away.
There are things there from my childhood, from Sarah's childhood. I think everything that's in there has got memories attached to it.
The money will definitely go towards things for Nanny and to make her life happy.
Can I help this mother and daughter turn Nan's items of nostalgia into cash for her care?
Do you know why you haven't sorted it out?
Initially, it was because there might have been things in there that my mother would have wanted. But the reason that I haven't done anything is because I haven't known how to start, where to take things. Yes. There are things in there that might be precious, and I don't know who to take them to.
So is there lots and lots and lots of stuff in there?
There's quite a few boxes.
Is there anything of value in there?
I hope so. She used to collect things and always say, buy things as an investment, saying that might be worth something in the future. So I'm hoping that we find something that's worth a little bit of money.
So what sort of things might they be?
I found a collection of old cameras in the top of her wardrobe that I didn't even know about.
So do you think she might have had an eye for a bargain?
Definitely,
Yes.
Definitely.
What do you think about it all, Sarah?
I think I'm probably quite sentimental, so I think I'm going to find it quite hard to part with some things in there.
No, we haven't got
I'll
trouble
be the one
here.
saying, we can't get rid of that, remember when we used it for this? And I think I'm probably more sentimental than Mum, so I might be the one that finds it hard.
Bit of a hoarder on the memory
On
front.
the memory front, yes.
And you're not going to be a hindrance in this, I hope.
I hope not.
OK,
I think we should get sorted now.
Yes,
All right,
let's do
let's
it.
go.
Let's do it.
Our next hoarder in need is vintage enthusiast Maria. With the help of friend Arnie, she wants to be free of her storage habit. And she's completely unaware she spent over £6,000 in 4 years. So why the need for storage?
I sold a big house. I was living with somebody at the time, and there was the end of a relationship, so we went our ways, and I had to find a way to keep the stuff I had, so I decided to put everything in storage.
Italian Maria is currently living with friends in Kingston upon Thames, but this shopaholic is more at home in the flea markets of Greater London, where she cannot resist an impulse buy.
You've got so much jewellery already. Do you really need it?
Well, the girl has never got enough jewellery, does she? I would found little treasures that people were selling for 20 pence, 30 pence. I could not believe, from an Italian perspective. It was just amazing what I have been accumulating over the years.
Maria loves a bargain, especially when it comes to designer handbags, jewellery and all things pretty. Trouble is, she has nowhere to put them.
I do have some vintage items, and that I would like to have a go at selling them. I'm looking for a couple of handbags that I don't seem to be able to find anywhere. 2 lovely handbags that I really would like to get back. And God knows where they are, buried in the depth of the storage unit.
Best friend Arnie wants Maria to stop buying things that she doesn't need.
Maria does have hoarding tendencies. She likes to go to car boot sales, little marketplaces where she picks up things, and I try and keep it in proportion.
But feisty Maria knows her own mind, so she may not be prepared to listen when it comes to dumping her designer goods.
Annie will advise me to get rid of some of the things, and quickly.
Maria is very different because she is Italian and passionate, and whereas me, coming from a Dutch background, I'm much more sort of cool and level-headed.
With years of shopping behind her, Maria is determined to lighten her load and start a new possession-free life.
I won't be lounging on, memories and mementos. No, I will be quite ruthless.
I want to know if Maria can stop hoarding designer goods she never sees or uses and spend the money more wisely. Maria, do you know how much you've spent so far on storage fees?
I shall think over the 4 years about over £3,000.
Let me tell you, Maria, it's been over £6,000.
No way!
That's astonishing.
It's nonsense, isn't it? It's got it in now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And do you know why it is that you haven't actually done this before now?
It's been a mixture of laziness and lack of time.
And Arnie, are you on for actually helping Maria go through the stuff?
I'm looking forward to it in a sense, but also it's a little bit of a touch of nervousness.
So are there any items in there that particularly come to mind?
I've got a number of designer bags which I really don't use very much. You can realise quite tidy sums.
So you got a good eye for the bargain?
No, I buy what I like. I never really buy, oh, this is so precious. Okay. Obviously, I'm not totally naive. I know when an item can be of value.
Actually, I'm very excited about looking into your stuff. And what do you think you'd like to do with this money?
There was a trip planned for going to visit my elderly brother in Italy. I haven't seen him for a couple of years.
The time has come. It's overdue. So should we get sorted now?
Yes. I'll follow you again.
We've met our storage hoarders in need of my help. Now it's time to sort the treasure from the trash. Coming up, our hoarders face some nasty surprises.
Look at all these!
Negotiations get tricky.
I would have it in my conservatory if I had room.
I think it needs to go.
Yeah, keep going.
And the bids go higher and higher.
700 bid.
Welcome back. I'm here in Surrey helping 2 very different couples to declutter their lives by downsizing their storage units. Earlier we met shopaholic Maria, who opened a unit to store all her impulse buys, and Jacqueline, who had to put her mother's collectibles into storage after she was diagnosed with dementia. Later, I'll be asking our antiques expert to look through their stashes and pick out any hidden treasures to take to auction to make them some hard cash.
There you are, one mate.
The moment has come for our hoarders to face their fears, categorise their belongings and turn their unwanted items into cash. First up, it's Maria and friend Arnie.
This is the moment.
Oh, Annie, I'm so scared what I'm going to find here.
Don't worry.
Oh, dear.
Let's have a look.
Dear, you're going to help me?
Yes.
Are you going
Of course I
to
am.
help me? Look at all these.
As a flea market aficionado, Maria looks like she's brought her expertise to her unit. It looks like a jumble sale.
It's a task and a half, isn't it? To
I
get
know,
all this
Arnie.
cleared.
Maria can't resist a bargain. I just hope there are some items of value among all her stuff.
Oh, lovely. This cost me an arm and a leg, you know that.
I know, I remember it.
Hi, guys.
Hello,
Oh, my goodness gracious me! I didn't think there'd be so much stuff. Heavens above. I'm surprised. Are you surprised?
I am, and I'm not at the same time because I did.
'Cause you were in
I
denial.
did, yes.
There's an enormous amount there.
Oh, I want to get in. I want to get in. Should we pull that out?
Yeah. That's not valuable.
Hoarder is your second name.
No, don't call me.
We're only joking, we're only
Quite a few of
joking.
your items in here, though, I think.
Yes,
Arnie,
I know, I
aren't there?
know. I'm guilty too. I've been collecting.
Maria has also let Arnie store things in her unit. Looks like I have 2 storage hoarders for the price of 1.
This makes your eggs square. Original
I
packaging.
can't believe Maria is hoarding square egg boilers. Put the warm peeled hard-boiled egg in the cuber.
You can't have anything more British than that. Being Italian, I was amazed.
Hold on, I'm getting distracted. Mustn't get distracted. You've got some really interesting things. I'm leaving them to it, as Maria's impulse buys are worse than I thought, so she needs to get cracking. It's now mother and daughter Jackie and Sarah's turn to come face to face with their storage unit of memories.
It's my walker.
Try it out.
And it's perfect. But I think we'll have to keep that one.
Inside this unit are Jackie's mother's belongings, which they hid away for safekeeping 3 years ago after she was diagnosed with dementia. This is the first time they've seen the contents in all those years. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Hi.
This is a very dinky little unit you've got here.
Well packed.
It's very well organised.
Very organised.
Oh, my goodness. So this is a bit of a trip down memory lane.
Yes, it is. I found things already.
Yes, already. We haven't even started. We've seen things and we've gone, oh.
Jackie may have a lifetime of emotional attachment to her mum's things, but I need to help her sort out this unit. Is there any stuff here that you think, oh, actually, that can go? That's easy to let go.
For me, the rattan chair. I've never liked it.
She doesn't like this
It's
chair.
horrible. I can't stand
I love the chair.
Mum loves it. I think it's awful. For me, it would be the first thing to go.
It
definitely.
came from the council tip. My mother
Really?
went to the tip with a trolley full of garden rubbish and she came back in the council lorry in the front
With a
the
hideous chair.
council men with this chair in the back and she persuaded them to let her have it and bring it
She's
home.
a charmer, isn't
Yeah.
she? It looks like her mum's a real collector. I can't wait to empty the boxes and find out more about her.
Gosh, this looks like an old box.
Let's put that there.
Oh, look at that. Is that home pride? Is it?
Yeah, this is a collection. She's collected all the Home Pride men and I think they're quite collectible.
Damaged though, unfortunately.
Some great stuff here. I'm glad it's organised because we need to get it all out now, OK? Should we do it? In order for our hoarders to clear through their items, I want them to split their stash into 3 categories. Skip it for those over-the-hill pieces, keep it for the items they really do love, and sell it for the bits that could bring in some cash. I've also given them a charity bin.
Look, a Bakelite hairdryer. That's old.
This is a really silly thing to keep. I'm going to keep just one. This one, because it's really beautiful.
What on earth's that? Seems a shame to throw them away, but I can't really see why anyone would want them.
They've got just 3 hours to spread out their stuff and sort through it, so it's time to get tough with their stuff.
Honey,
I'm very tired right now. Let's set everything on fire and go home.
Jackie and Sarah's hoard looks very orderly, but Maria and Arnie's stash is spreading its tentacles across several units.
This is my mum. Isn't she beautiful? She's no longer with us, of course, yeah.
Maria's hoard is bringing back memories of good times in Italy.
Right, but this stay with me now. Look at me. I wish I was like that. You dirty old man. Unbelievable.
Easily distracted by her family photos, Maria has to get on with it if she wants this sorted within 3 hours.
Can you please not do anything? That's my stuff. You don't know what to do with it.
Right.
Can you stay with me so that we can work together? Please, please.
This mammoth task is slowly starting to dawn on Maria.
Charity for the 3rd time.
I didn't hear her the first time.
I need to step in and help her focus. How are you getting on?
I must admit that there is quite a lot to go through.
Are you feeling that you can make some quick decisions, or are you feeling that it's...
I'm a little bit spaced out at the moment. As you can appreciate, I'm coming in contact with items that I haven't seen for a long time.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether it's worth going through every single box.
So maybe we should forget about the things like the family photos. Put them to one side at the moment. Think about the things that you will actually be able to sell. I want to help Maria find her more valuable items. Meanwhile, Arnie has unearthed his treasures, which he kept in Maria's unit for safekeeping.
That was left in inheritance. And as you can probably tell, the motif on the 3 is identical. So I think you'll probably agree that it is part of a set of 3. This has got the date I was christened in the church, which was the 6th of November 1955. It doesn't actually say so, but I'm fairly sure that my father would have done this as a mark of remembrance.
Arnie's prolific collection of family silver could be a money spinner. We'll have to see. Maria's also starting to get to grips with unpacking properly, and she's unearthed her beloved designer handbags. Wow.
Now, that is a most beautiful handbag. It's made in Italy, but I think...
the leather's lovely.
It's made...
Oh, my goodness, it's so
It's
elegant.
made for the American market, but look
So
at this
feminine.
inside.
I love the colours. Oh, that leather inside's gorgeous.
Needs to be polished.
That's beautiful.
Needs to be polished.
And you bought this new?
No, this was an antique market.
Okay.
Here
I love
Italy.
this colour. I love the fact they're still in their original bags, so looked after really well. I'm sure we're going to get some good prices for these. I want to find out how much Maria's handbags are worth, so I've sent her off to meet vintage specialist Sharon Booth. The big question is, will Maria be able to part with them?
I'm looking forward to seeing your bags. Would you like to...
I'll be delighted to show it to you.
Whether it's a dress, a bag or shoes, vintage is the rage right now and worn by all the best celebrities. If you want to know if something's vintage or not, it's defined by being 25 years or older, whereas antique is over 100 years old.
Exotic leathers are collectible, and it's always nice to see an exotic leather bag with the designer name on as well, Pierre Cardin.
Designer vintage handbags like Maria's are the most valuable and can fetch a pretty price, especially if they're Chanel, Pucci or Gucci. This vintage Gucci handbag is selling for £450. So, will Sharon be interested in buying Maria's collection of bags? And, more importantly, will Maria be prepared to sell them?
Today, Maria, I'd like you to consider an offer of $380 for all these particular bags.
It's been a most generous offer, I must say, but we obviously want to get the best result possible.
I understand.
I think I'm going to try my luck at the auction. I have very positive feedback from the expert here in the shop. I seem to have quite a nice collection, but yes, I won't be decided right now.
Maria is hanging on to her handbags until auction day. I just hope this isn't an excuse. Meanwhile, back at the storage unit, Jackie and Sarah are enjoying a real trip down memory lane as they discover more of Jackie's mum's collectibles.
A really old-fashioned gyroscope with the Eiffel Tower.
Well, that's quite an interesting piece. It
is. It's old.
Sell.
OK.
Sarah may be the sentimental one, but she's the one having to rule the roost with her mum to ensure reason rules the heart.
Oh, no, you can't get rid of that.
What is it then?
That's my egg cup from when I was a little girl. Nanny painted that.
OK, put it on the keep pile. I'll let you have that one for memories.
Why are we keeping it?
Ooh, it's your egg cup. I'll let you decide then in that case.
OK, can I defer a decision on that?
Put it on the keep pile for now and it might move to the skip one.
If she's determined to empty this unit, Jackie's going to have to disentangle the practical from the emotional as she sorts through her mum's stuff. Hi girls, how are you doing?
Hello.
Oh, fine.
So
Finding
far,
all
so
sorts
good.
of treasures.
There's still lots to do, but we've only just started.
Yes.
OK, right.
We are being ruthless.
How are you finding? Are you being ruthless?
Yes, this is the sell pile over here.
Yes.
The keep pile is just 2 things so far.
Good, OK. I'm thinking that all the the bigger things would be quite easy to identify, but what's happening to them? Charity.
Would anybody want to buy them? Probably not. Charity.
Yeah. Charity?
She loved her little stools.
Yeah, she loved her stools.
We
You're
don't.
a different
Give me the
person from your mum. I do understand the things her mum has collected carry lots of emotion.
Oh, cameras.
And we've just discovered Jackie's mum's camera collection, something that was very precious to her. So we've got some very interesting looking cameras here. This is a Zeiss Icon made in Germany and it's got a label of £10 on it. Where would that have come from?
She would have picked that up at a local market. There used to be a market up at the local village hall every Monday and she used to come home with all sorts of things. So I would imagine that's where it's come from. There used to be a bric-a-brac man up there who probably had it for sale.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything. I only discovered these in her wardrobe. When I cleared her wardrobe, I didn't know they existed.
Why would your mum be buying all these cameras?
Well, she's always had an interest in cameras and photography, and in fact, when she was a teenager, she had her own dark room, and she used to, I've got old photographs of animals at Regent's Park Zoo that she took, and then she would develop those at home. So I think she's always had an interest, and she would have looked on these as an investment.
It sounds like your mum was a real character.
Oh yeah, she was. She was. She was wonderful. I mean, she still is wonderful, but she doesn't have the same character anymore.
I feel really privileged helping you go through all this stuff that all belonged to your mother. But the reality is we've got to get on.
I know, I think we should.
I can see how hard it will be to part with these, but memories are in our hearts, not in our storage units. With minutes to go, Jackie and Sarah are sifting through the last of their items, and Maria appears to have broken the back of sorting out her possessions. However, she does appear to be holding on to one too many things. You have a ton of stuff. It's amazing. Do you want to hang on to some of it, or do you want to...
No, obviously there's some time constraint in relation to what I can do all in one go. So what I decided to do is to send something to charities, put aside stuff that I intend to sell, and stuff that I want to look at again, but with a view of throwing them or giving to charity. I'll start in earnest to continue, you know, with a view
sorting it out.
Yeah.
Maria has done a great job downsizing her unit. Jackie and Sarah have swept sentiment aside and piled their sell items high, a great result for all our hoarders. The next step, to find out from our antiques expert if there's value in the pieces they're happy to sell. Coming up, Jackie and Sarah find out how much Nan's cameras are worth.
If we've got one here, we're going out tonight.
OK, you're on.
And at auction, emotions run high.
Are you okay? 300. 10 now.
Welcome back. I've been helping 2 lots of storage hoarders face their past, sort through their stash and decide whether to keep, skip or sell their belongings. To help recoup some of the money they spent on storage, I've called in antiques expert Tom Keane to look through their sell piles and unearth any hidden treasures to take to auction. With years of experience, will Tom find anything of value among Jackie's mum's assortment of skip finds and collectibles? The first thing that catches his eye is Jackie's mum's music box.
This isn't fantastically valuable, but what does add to the value, but it's got a comb in there, and the comb plucks the tune.
Yes.
If there's any teeth missing in that comb, it's a very, very, very expensive repair, and it will cut the value in half. No, they're all there. There you are, that's good.
It does work.
That is gorgeous.
You can see there where it's chipped away, you can see a different wood underneath, pine cased, pine carcass, so it wasn't the best timber used. In that condition, it will make £200 or £300 easily.
Wow.
Someone might push them along in an auction room and you might get more. That's the joy of auctions for you.
Yes.
A great valuation for the music box. I hope Jackie and Sarah will come to terms with parting with it on auction day.
I've looked around the rest of the items. You've got a few pieces of silver plate. You can make a lot in an auction if you put it all together as one lot.
Yes.
Really, what I would do, you've got a few little bits of silver that aren't too valuable.
Right.
I will put a few little bits of silver in with the silver plate.
Okay.
Well, they come and get me estimate, and before you know it, you've got a lot more money because they've got carried away.
As well as sentimental value, it turns out that Jackie's mum's silver collection could have real cash value too. It looks like all their hard work could have paid off. Among the pieces we'll be taking to auction are a 1960s piano organi, a 19th century Swiss music box, and Jackie's mum's collection of silverware. Tom also thinks some of their remaining items could sell well at a car boot sale. Finally, what will Tom make of the much-loved cameras used by Jackie's mum?
A few months ago in Vienna, a 1923 Leica camera sold for a world record price of 2.2 million euros.
Yes.
Don't say that to them.
So, if we've got one here, we're going out tonight.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's have a look.
Deal.
These appear to be 1930s, 40s cameras, and so far, nothing too exciting. Little box brownie. No Leica so far.
Does it have to be a
That's
Leica?
a Kodak.
Well, I like to aim high and work our way down. So there's the dream over. It's back to reality. The cameras that went to auction will be sold as one lot.
Yes.
All those cameras, what I can see there, £60 or £80 a lot. £100 on a good day.
Okay.
There's quite a few camera specialists around. Perhaps we should go and see one and see if he thinks they're worth more than what I do.
Okay.
Tom estimates all the cameras at £60 to £80, but he wants a second opinion. He's taking Jackie and Sarah to specialist camera shop Aperture to have them examined by manager Richard Damery.
We'd love to hear your opinion, and if you want to buy, you can make an offer for these. Have a little look through and see what you reckon.
Thank you.
Vintage cameras and lenses have great resale value, with the rarest fetching as much as £5,000. It's all in the name. Rolleiflex and Hasselblad are just two to look out for. Condition is everything.
On here, it's a little bit cloudy, so that means probably it's been stored in...
I think she kept them in a cardboard box, didn't she, with other things in the wardrobe?
She did.
So
Yes.
they were in a cardboard box, I'm afraid.
That explains the general condition of them.
Yes.
You can see on the bellows there's a kind of little bit of mould, so that would also affect slightly the lens and the price of a camera.
Most importantly, look through the lens yourself to make sure it's not foggy, as lenses can develop an unwanted fungus which can reduce the value. So, what about Jackie's mum's cameras?
Just open up the back and then just take a look through the camera and then just fire it against a bright light. If it's not moving, which I think this one isn't, it means the shutter would actually need a repair or service of some description. Unfortunately, you haven't got any great Leicas or Rolleiflexes here, so if they were in perfect working order, unfortunately, they're not going to be particularly valuable. They were mainly quite common, quite generic kind of cameras, so...
The best route for these, I think, is probably an auction room where the little small collectors go and the repairmen go and... what sort of value do you think they're worth?
Altogether, I think you'll be looking around about 40 to maybe £50, but it would be more if someone who wanted to buy it as a display item or something like that, rather than actually as a functional cameras.
I suppose really for anybody who's got cameras, don't put them away in cupboards. If you want to look after them, like you say, get them out every now and again, let the air get to them, put them away again, and every few months take them out and have a little play.
Exactly, that would be the best idea, I'd say.
No sales for the cameras, that's a real shame.
You miss it?
But will Jackie and Sarah fare better with their other fascinating lots? It's auction time and I'm here entering to see whether Jackie is ready to let go of her mum's items and watch them go under the hammer. So, here we are at auction. How are you feeling?
Excited, yes.
Yes. Have you seen your stuff that's for sale?
Yes.
It's your mum's stuff.
We have.
Just been round and had a quick look.
And what does that feel like?
strange. It does feel strange to see her things there, but that's good. Still determined.
Yes.
No second thoughts.
Good.
Definitely.
I think having cleared the storage, we're ready, aren't we?
Yes.
We were just ready for that next step, was the auction. So.
Tell me about the music box.
Yes, got a reserve of £200 on that one. And if it doesn't sell, I'm not desperately unhappy to take it back.
I think it's the memories
Yes.
that makes us in two minds.
If it doesn't meet the reserve, it's meant to be that it comes home with me.
OK, fine. With moments before bidding begins, what does today's auctioneer think of their lots?
Amongst Jackie's, I think the most interesting is this box of mixed silver and plate. When you put a number of items together, you often find that you create competition. And it's a nice mixed lot. Not only the 1 or 2 small items of silver, which includes a decent Vesta box, there are a couple of nice little pieces of domestic plate amongst it. And then the Swiss musical box. The movement in the box is very good and clean. The only thing that it falls down on is actually the quality of the box. But I would expect it to go. I think someone's going to buy it for the movement.
Well, let's hope they fly and make lots of money to put towards Jackie's mum. The time is now.
I feel a bit sick. I do. I feel nervous. Do you?
They're starting with their mum's electric piano organ, or pianorgani, estimated at £20 to £30 by Tom.
20, I bid for it then. 25, 30, 5, 45, 50 in the middle, and 5. 60 in the middle then. You miss it. You do, it's going, then I sell for £60, 595.
£60, that's a great start and doubles Tom's highest estimate. Next up is Nan's collection of silverware, which Tom estimated at £80 to £120.
Silver Vestas, 5, £50, £50, £50, keep going, again.
Keep going.
55. Madam at 55, 60 bid, 85, 85, 90 pounds, 90 pounds, 5 madam. At £90, then I sell it £90, thank you.
Yes, that's okay.
Sold well within the estimate and a great price at £90.
Now this music box.
Finally, her mum's music box, which Jackie was in two minds about letting go, as it carries the most sentimental value. Tom estimated it at £200 to £300 and it's carrying a reserve of £200.
A couple of hundred to start it. 150 for it, yes, and 60 for it. 70 bid 80. 190, 200 I bid for it. A little bit of distance yet. 210 I have it now. 220. It's going. 230. You're okay. 40. You're out. 50. 60,
Having passed the £200 reserve, Jackie knows she has to let go of her mum's music box.
£70. £80. Still going. It's still going. £380.
Yay! Oh my God! £380.
Brilliant.
That is amazing. £380 is a great result. Now Jackie will have to say goodbye to such a precious piece from her past.
But I may do it again.
Do you like the experience?
I like the atmosphere. Really do.
And also, if you've got something worth selling, even better.
Yes. And all I keep thinking is my mum would have loved this.
Would she?
Oh,
yes.
gosh,
Well,
yes.
that's great, isn't
She would
it?
have loved this.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
She would have been buying though, wouldn't she?
She would. She would.
After commission, they've made today £471.60 for their auction lots. They also took Tom's advice and sold some items at a car boot sale and made £64. So their grand total is £535.60. They've not got rid of their storage unit as they're still sorting through Nan's precious things. So, does Jackie know what to buy her mum?
She loves watches. You may get her a little watch.
And does she still read the time?
She thinks she does.
Yes.
Yes.
She likes to think she can,
Okay,
and
well,
that's fine.
that's
by me,
enough
whether
reason,
She does or not.
yes.
She will just admire it.
Yes,
She admires
that's what
my
she
watch
does.
all the time. How beautiful it is. I want to get her something really beautiful.
Yes. I really hope that, you know, she'll enjoy the watch when you get it for her.
Oh, she will.
And all the other bits and bobs
Yeah.
that you'll use the money for your mum.
Yes.
Thank you for your help.
They've promised me they'll have closed up the unit for good within a year, and now they've got the money they need to buy Jackie's mum a treat. Coming up, our antiques expert Tom returns to unearth a king's ransom.
Did you ever find a mark on it?
I never looked for one.
It's 9 carat gold.
No.
But how high will they go at auction?
A £500 a bid. Keep going.
This is too much for me. These are big figures. Welcome back to Storage Hoarders, where I've been helping two couples decide whether to keep, skip or sell the contents of their units. It's been an emotional journey for Storage Hoarders Jackie and her daughter Sarah, who parted with Nan's precious pieces at auction, but made an incredible £535 to spend on her. Now it's the turn of shopaholic Maria, who spent over £6,000 in 4 years on designer items she never sees. Turfing out so many things was challenging for Maria.
Right now, let's set everything on fire and go home.
And when it came to selling her vintage handbags, she couldn't bear to part with them. Friend Arnie was also reunited with his treasure trove of silver. I've called in Tom Kane, our antiques expert, to look through their stuff and see what nuggets he can unearth to take to auction.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good evening,
Hi, Tom.
Tom.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Maria and
You
Arnie.
too, well. It looks quite interesting, doesn't it?
The gleam of Arnie's silver collection immediately catches Tom's eye.
Now, I'm dying to get to that table over there. If it's what I think it is, it'll be all right. It was worth coming out. Let's have a little look. On this cruet.
Have you seen this sort of thing before?
You don't see it very often. This is very nice. There's a little finial in the form of another bird there, a little chick.
Oh, that is so cute.
Dutch silver.
Yes.
Dutch silver. Now, English makers' marks are easy for me, and we know them. And,
Drum roll now.
yeah, there's silversmiths and silversmiths. So I'm going to give you a valuation on the worst-case scenario.
Right.
And a touch more research might push some of these up more. But you've got a minimum of £4,000 to £5,000 in the silver. Minimum.
Right.
It has really accrued in value. Like other antiques have gone down in price, silver has gone up. So it hasn't been a bad thing for you.
Wow. Maria and Arnie have done the hard work sorting out her unit, and it looks like they could make some hard cash at auction. Among the pieces going under the hammer are a 19th century collection of Birmingham-made enamel spoons, a Westminster clock from 1910, a 19th century mother-of-pearl fan, a pair of Edwardian trays, and of course Arnie's vast hoard of silver treasures. Lastly, Tom spots Maria's collection of old pens. Will they have any value too?
There are at least 3 items that I think might be of interest. That one, I like your expertise, and tell me what on earth it is.
Wow. Let's have a look. And did you ever find a mark on it?
I never looked for one.
There's a mark here.
There.
It's 9-carat gold.
Oh.
Good. Where did you buy this from?
Fine. I found it in a charity shop, I think.
So now it's worth £200 or £300.
Oh.
Worst ways.
Wow.
Worst ways.
It's a pen.
It's a telescopic pencil, as a matter of fact.
Hey.
What about this, Tom?
In a Mont Blanc pen like that, £150, £250, that sort of money.
Crikey.
That's amazing. With such an attractive collection, Tom wants Maria to meet pen expert Mr. Galani at Portobello Road Market in London. Tom thinks her pens could attract an on-the-spot offer.
Have a look at these, see what you think. I think they're quite a nice collection.
It's a beautiful 9-carat gold pencil. Very unusual. Very unusual.
Pens are a popular new collector's item, and the Mont Blanc make is the most desirable and expensive. You can spot one easily with its white 6-pointed star. So what does Mr. Galani make of Maria's pen?
It's a beautiful pen.
This is sounding good so far, Maria.
You got the serial number there, which tells you that it's original, and it says Germany there, which tells you that this is a genuine Mont Blanc. Because there are lots of copies, you know, there are a lot of fake, hundreds of them. It's a good pen. I would say it's not extremely expensive because it's not gold.
Most pens don't reach the lofty heights, but if you're lucky enough to have the Mont Blanc gold pen with precious stones, you could get as much as £18,000 at auction. So what will Maria's be worth?
It's a genuine Mont Blanc pen.
I'll catch Maria if she falls over.
I would say something like £250 to £300 on that.
What are you offering for that?
300.
300. Now what about her 8-carat telescopic pencil?
It's got a nice cover on it. It's got the calendar there, and it's monogram there, mark, everything. I would say 180 for that.
Along with a silver pen at £20, Mr. Galani's made a very generous offer of £500 for all 3. So, can Maria resist?
I've decided that I'm going to wait a little while, as I want to find the packaging, the original packaging, the original receipt, and have another opinion from perhaps another expert, and obviously I will draw my conclusion then. But as we stand, I'm not going to go ahead with any sale today.
Maria's obviously finding it impossible again to make the wrench from her beloved pieces. I'm wondering if she can finally let go of her other items when it comes to auction. It's auction time here in Tring. Let's see whether Maria's items and that hoard of silver will line some pockets with cash. So here we are, finally, auction day. How are you feeling about seeing it all up for sale?
It is, for me, it's a little bit of a liberation now because we went through the whole business of downsizing the storage unit, saving money in the process. So I'm very happy that some items are actually going.
But Maria isn't entirely liberated from her hoarding ways. She's decided not to sell her pens or handbags at auction today.
You grow attached to things and you are between two minds.
What about selling one of the handbags and see how that feels?
That is a good suggestion, Aggie. I'll probably will do exactly that.
And start soon.
Good suggestion, yeah.
So what does the auctioneer think of Maria's collectibles and Arnie's expansive collection of silver?
I personally like the tea trays. During the autumn and the winter, we often find that those items do attract a little more interest for some reason or another than they do during the spring and the summer. The enamel spoons, early part of the Art Deco period, 1925, they always attract a lot of interest, but I do think the reserve price that's been placed on them is very much on the high side. Silver's a good thing at the present time. This is an interesting entry that Arnie has provided. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is the three birds that have been placed together. Again, the reserve that's been placed on those, it will be a fantastic price if we do achieve that reserve. We'll have to push very hard to get some of these prices.
Here's hoping Maria and Arnie can make lots of cash at auction towards Maria's holiday fund.
We're nearly there. Nearly on yours. How are you feeling?
Excited.
Are you? The first lot up is the Birmingham spoons, which Tom estimated at 120 to 180 pounds. Maria's sticking her neck out on these, placing a high reserve of 200 pounds.
30, have I got 20, 30,
Ooh.
5,
Ooh,
one more,
135.
40 bid. 140, I'm bid, then a 5, anyway, 140, they're down at 140 pounds, thank you.
140 is well within Tom's estimate, but not enough for Maria's high reserve, so she won't be parting with these today. Next up, it's her fan, which Tom estimated at 100 to 200 pounds. Maria's hoping for a good return on it.
5, 75, 85, no, at 95, 95.
Yes, yes,
You're out,
yes,
sir.
no.
In the middle has it, then I sell for 95 pounds.
Somebody really wants this.
651, thank you, sir.
£95 for the fan.
The fan sells for just under the estimate at £95. Still, it's a good start. She also sells her tea trays for £90 and her clock for £55. All worthy contributions towards her holiday fund.
Definitely a good result.
Now it's time for Arnie's treasure trove of silver, all of which Tom has estimated to be worth £4,000 to £5,000. Each item is listed as an individual lot. First up, it's the silver rectangular tray, estimated at £400 to £600.
Rectangular tray, there you are, there's good weight there. That will be
This is too much for me.
£400, 420, I'm
These
bid
are
for
big
it, 40, I'm bid,
figures.
60 bid, 80 bid,
Oh.
a £500, a bid of 500, you're out again. Keep going. No, a 500, you lose it yet again, thank you.
£500, smack bang in the middle of Tom's estimate, a great result. Now let's see how silver birds do with an estimate of £500 to £700.
600, I'm bid for them at 620, I've got it. 650, I'm bid 80, I'm bid two of them. 700, I'm bid. They go and then I sell them at £700, thank you.
Arnie's silver is flying. They've hit the highest end of the estimate at £700 and the sales keep coming. The owls go for £350 and the silver box for £100. He doesn't sell all his silver as they don't all hit their reserves, but his grand total for all his sales after commission is £3,150.60, an incredible cash haul. So, Maria, can you see yourself falling back into storage habits again?
No. This has totally changed my attitude towards buying things.
Yes.
I think it's been an absolute wake-up call for me.
Maria's auction result is a little more modest than Arnie's. After commission, the sales of her items have netted her £213.60. Maria's downsized her unit, saving her £240 a year, making her a grand total of £453.60. So, how will Maria and Arnie spend their stash of cash?
Pay for both our overdrafts first.
Yes.
And we're going on a nice holiday.
Very nice. Where to?
Guess where? Italy.
So now she can put her money towards visiting her elderly brother and show Arnie around Italy. So there you have it. Our storage hoarders are no longer in denial of their hoarding habits, plus they have a bit of extra cash to put towards their dreams. Don't forget to join me, Aggie Mackenzie, next time on Storage Hoarders.
Click on screen for more videos of extraordinary humans.